Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, people, man? We back at it with another one, man. Final predictions. Errol Spence Jr. versus Tim Tszyu. Yes, we live with it on a Saturday, man. We got my boy Griffin with me, man. He was with us last time, gave us some great takes. I had to hit my boy back up, man. It was like, hey, I know you didn't have a lot of opportunity last time, but hey, man, let's bring you back, get them same topics in. And man, we in for a pre-fight show and a pre-fight prediction, man. Yo, what's up with you, my guy?
Yo, what's good? You know what time it is? I got my war hat on right here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's Errol Spence time. He's about to take over in down in Australia. And the more I've been watching film, the more I've been looking at the tape. Um, Errol Spence is really gonna hurt this dude. And I almost feel bad for Tim Tszyu that it has to be, in front of his home fans and everything. But man, Errol looked good on the scales. And the more, it was hard to get a read on him in the beginning of the week, but the more I see him throughout the week, I can see, Errol's really locked in. And it's a 50-50 fight on paper, but, I think in both fighters' heads, it's more like 70-30 Spence, because even though Tim knows that Tim he wants to believe what everyone else thinks, but I think Tim Tszyu knows what he's in for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah, nah, facts, man. I totally agree with that assumption, bro. Like Tim Tszyu knows that he's in for a hell of a fight. He knows that shit it's about to go down, bro. And I think Spence knows as well that Tim Tszyu is no pushover as well.
Yep.
So I agree with you. This is a 70-30 fight. I agree with you. This is like a 70-30 fight. I'm leaning 70% towards my boy Spence. But Tim Tszyu is no pushover, bro. And that's why I constantly gotta remind people and tell people that you got to give Spence his credit, because of the simple fact that, like, he knows that Tim Tszyu is no pushover. He knows that the type of level of fighter that Tim Tszyu is, he knows that shit, like, if he lose, this could potentially be his last fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I just think they're giving Tim a false sense of confidence.
Dang, a
Almost.
false sense of confidence. Dang.
Yeah, like I almost feel like they're setting him up a little bit. The PBC is because he's taken a lot of damage, and Errol coming off the layoff kind of doesn't really, I if I was Tim Tszyu, it wouldn't really set my danger alarms off. Fighting a guy off a 3-year layoff, and that's why you see so many people picking Tim Tszyu, because it's easy to pick. It's easy to pick against someone coming off a 3-year layoff.
Right,
But
right.
and the problem is, everybody is calling for Tim Tszyu to jump on Errol early, and
Yeah.
and that's the worst possible thing he could do, because if you notice in the past couple of fights, Tim Tszyu has been fighting a little bit smarter after the Bakr Murtazalia fight, and he's just gonna throw all that away and try to go after Errol early, which I think is the worst idea he could possibly have. I've been thinking about possible outcomes in this fight, and the more I see their styles playing out in my head, I see a brutal knockout from Errol Spence. I don't think Tim Tszyu.
Mm.
I don't think Tim Tszyu is going to get off the canvas for. I think he's going to be out cold. I think it's going to be a brutal knockout.
Dang. And what round do you predict this knockout to be in? Like, in what round do you think it's going to happen in?
I mean, it's hard to say because, you know, I'll say probably the fifth round knockout.
A knockout? Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I got fifth round knockout.
I'm thinking late 8, 9, maybe. If Spence is able to be the Spence that we once knew prior to the Crawford fight, I say I'll give him 8, 9, because that's when he started. Because he would have been invested in the body rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And speaking of Tim Tszyu body, no Diddy, but speaking of his body, bro, I got some pictures here that I'm going to show. Like, you see, look at this one right here. This is a better one right here. Look at this. It looks like Spence's body was the one that looked like it did better with that 160 weight, with that 160
sure.
weight adjustment versus Tim Tszyu. It's like Spence's body filled in a little bit more, and Tim Tszyu body didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, but here's like some of the here's some of the
also one thing.
Yeah. Here's so like you know, Tim Tszyu 27 wins with 3 losses. Spence got the 1 loss. They both weighed in at 159 pounds. Spence got a little bit of inch on him, and he has a little bit more reach of a jab. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Spence is a little older, but he's been off for a good period of time. But if you look at it though, right here, Tim Tszyu only has 3 losses, but them 3 losses have came at a brutal moment. Yeah, Tim Tszyu loss have came pretty brutal, so you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think one thing that people don't really look at is the Bakr Murtazaliev. People think, you know, he's a big guy for 154 and cuts a lot of weight, but that's not really the case. Bakram weighed in 2 times. His last 2 fights at 154, he weighed in at 151 pounds. So, I mean, if you're struggling to make weight and you're cutting a lot of weight, there's no way you're going to be 3 pounds under twice in a row. You know, that's just a small guy who's maybe walking around at 160. He's a regular 154 pounder. And he even talked about before the Josh Kelly fight going down to 147. Errol Spence is not. Errol Spence is a big boy at 160 pounds. You could see, even Tim said it himself. I mean, he looks like a damn horse with all that. He looks like he's got some power behind him, you know? And that's what makes me think, you know, it'll be a brutal knockout. Also, Tim Tszyu, every single knockdown he's ever had has come from the left side of his face. It's been hit on the left side of his, or sorry, it would be the right side of his face. Yeah, it would be the right side of his face. And that's exactly where Errol's, as a southpaw, that left hand is going to come straight down the middle. And I mean, I think, you know, I think it's a bad idea for Tim Tszyu to get in the ring tonight. It might be you know, that might be something that a prediction people might not like to hear, but after Errol having a 3-year layoff, but I think Tim's actually the one that's in danger here. He's got all the pressure on him. He's at home in front of all his fans. You know, he can't take this loss. You know, right. Errol loses. He came off a 3-year layoff and tried to fight, you know, a dog. So
yeah, a top guy. Right. Yeah. Shout out to you. Yeah. Facts. But if Errol wasn't to win this fight, he retires. You know what I'm saying? There's no, he probably won't come back. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I mean? A lot of bad blood within this fight too. You know what I'm saying? About the whole handshake situation, the whole, you know, he want to take my eye from me. He want to do this. He want to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of bad blood in this particular fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's definitely gonna be something interesting to see, something interesting to watch. You know.
Yeah, you know, I think from the first bell, you know, Tim has a game plan, and that's to make Errol. That's to impose his will on Errol Spence. But
yeah,
you know, as soon as that fight happens, as soon as that bell rings, the first thing that Tim's gonna get hit with is that jab.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets hit with that jab, the whole game plan is out the window. Because he's going to realize he can't get inside on Errol Spence. And if he does try to get inside, that left hand is coming straight down the middle. And that's why
it's crazy. Bro, I got to give you your kudos on that because because Errol Spence is left-handed, and that left hand do come down the windpipe a little. Say, man, that
I'm
windpipe
telling you.
comes down that windpipe pretty hard. A lot of people forget about his left hand. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to you, my boy. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. Tim Tszyu hasn't really been in there with. I'm not going to call Bakr Murtazali a power puncher. You
Yeah,
know, if you sit there and trade with him, of course he's going to have some power on his punches. That's
right.
not. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say Bakr Murtazali is a power puncher, but Errol Spence at 160 pounds. I mean, man. I would not want to get hit by him. You hear those punches on the mitts with
Right.
Ronnie Shields, and it sounds like thunder. Uh, it's like I don't even know. I mean, Tim might get dropped by the first body shot that he gets hit with. So he has a game plan right now, and he has a lot of confidence. But as soon as that first jab hits his face, I mean, he's gonna realize and understand this. Him and most of the public are treating Errol Spence like a bum. And, it hurts for me to see that because someone who gives so much to the sport of boxing and gave us a great fight in the Terrence Crawford fight, it's a shame that the public is doubting him so much because this is not a fighter that's going to make Errol Spence think. And he's going to bring out the fire in Errol Spence because he's coming straight towards him.
Right. Right.
I don't think people realize that even Tim Tszyu might have made some adjustments to his coaches, but he's still the same guy who lost to Fundora in the first fight. He's still the same guy that got dropped 4 times versus Bakra, and he's also the same guy that got stopped by Fundora in the second fight.
Right.
So
right.
everybody has a game plan until they get hit.
Until they get punched in the mouth. Shout out to Mike Tyson.
Facts.
That was a Mike Tyson thing right there. Everybody got a plan until they get hits in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Tyson on that with the Iron Man. Did you see that Crawford actually did like a little interview and he actually picked Spence to win? Let's take a listen to it.
Last fought you. It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Oh, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is gonna take him to the victory.
Hey, what you think about that, bro? Terrence Crawford says, I think his body needed the rest, and I think his skills is going to take him to the victory, bro. What you think about that?
Yeah, I think
most importantly, he says, I think his body needs to rest.
Yeah, I think a couple of things when I hear that. First, I think, Top Rank at the time when Bud fought Spence, Bob Arum is an elite matchmaker. And
yeah.
I believe that they caught Errol Spence at the right time. And Bud knew that going into the fight, that Errol's body wasn't right. And at 147 pounds, he was a shell.
Yeah, I get that, bro. And you know what? And I just say, like, I don't take, like, Spence my favorite fighter, but I just say I don't take nothing from what Crawford trained for.
Oh, yeah.
Because he did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't his fault that, like Earl said, it wasn't Crawford's fault that he didn't take care of his body and Crawford did. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
yeah, and
I do agree with the matchmaking that Top Rank does, though.
Yeah, the other thing I think is, I saw a clip of Terrence Crawford talking to Tim Tszyu at the gym about like a month ago, and you could see that the way Tim was talking about how he keeps watching the Crawford fight, and he's asking Crawford how he gets so locked in for the fight, and Crawford is basically answering him like this guy. You could see in the interaction that the level in skill, knowledge, and IQ in the ring is just so completely different. You know, like how does someone who's been in world title fights, how do you not understand how to get focused and locked in before a fight? You know, like he's asking Bud Crawford simple questions and Bud is basically talking to him like an amateur, you know, giving him advice like an amateur. So that's one thing that made me think, you know, there's a big difference in the fighter IQ level in just Tim Tszyu, but the Australian level of boxing.
Yeah. Here's my thing, man. I think so. Let's talk about this. Who has the most to lose here, right? And the most to lose, I know both of them have like a lot on the line. Like if Spence lose, he's going to retire, right?
Yeah.
If Tim Tszyu lose, then it's like, damn, he came to my backyard in front of my people, to my country, and beat me. You know what I'm saying? So who would you say has the most pressure in this particular fight? Will it be Spence or will it be Tim Tszyu?
Yeah, I'll say this. And I do have to jump after this, but
Go ahead.
I believe that this is a moment, and it's a moment in both of these fighters' lives that has been building up for a long time.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu has been carried through the sport of boxing on the name of his father. And I'm not disrespecting anything that Tim Tszyu's done, but he's been given opportunities because of his father's name.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been hearing that, but like Tim when he first came in, he came in wrecking-ish though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He came in wrecking-ish until he went up against Fundora. Then he just, he just started you know what I'm saying? Like that Fundora fight put a lot. Hey, that Fundora fight put some years on that dude's body, bro.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is because of his name, he's getting fights that he's getting put in the ring with guys that he probably shouldn't be so early in his career. And because of that, I mean, boxing, this is the pain game. That's what they call it. If you if you keep fighting at a certain level and you're not ready for that level and you don't have the skills at that level, you could really get hurt. And that's the problem here is this guy keeps coming back. And Tim Tszyu shouldn't be in the ring with Fundora after getting knocked out by Bakr Murtazalia. It's just not something he should do. After bleeding out from his head, he shouldn't be in the ring with Murtazalia, and then he shouldn't be in the ring again when he fights Fundora after the Murtazalia fight. So, I think that this is, PBC is using Tim Tszyu as a pawn here, and they know what time it is when Errol steps in that ring. You put the big fish in there with Tim Tszyu, and man, I'll tell you, it's gonna be a good finish. But I think that Errol Spence has just too much firepower for Tim Tszyu, and I think the pressure's on Tim. I don't think Errol feels the pressure. You heard him say, there's no pressure in the sport of boxing, at least for him. So yeah, that's what I'll say. But
yeah, man. I know you got to get up off, man. I know you got to.
Yeah, no. I just want to say,
on, bro.
Yeah, I got you. I just want to say one more thing. It's one thing to have the courage to come back after 3 years, but it's another thing to go overseas.
Yeah.
In front of no fans. You don't have any fans there.
Yeah. Probably a few, if any.
Yeah, and you're in enemy territory, so I'm wearing the war hat for a reason. Tim Tszyu is going to bring a dog out of Errol that we haven't seen in a while, and Terrence Crawford being there. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but I could see there being a rematch between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence at 160 pounds.
Hey, I'm glad you said that, bro.
Yeah.
Let me see if I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to my next one of my topics that I was going to talk about. Did you see the video with Turkey Al-Sheikh when he said that?
I did. It's convenient timing that he mentioned Bud coming back this week. I think there's some behind the scenes talk that, and also I heard Danny Green, who's one of the No Limit broadcasters, talking about behind the scenes. There's been talk about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford rematch, and there might even be an offer. There might even be a contract out there that's been written up.
Yeah. Here it is right here for the people that don't know what I'm referring to. Then I seen a video of Crawford actually lacing up his gloves and getting in the ring and basically saying he needs to get his body in shape. Let me redo that again. There you go. And then, bro, I know you got to go, bro. So tap out.
Yeah, you good. I'm just gonna hop right now, but
okay.
Yo, appreciate you for having me on.
All right, no problem, bro. You have a good one, bro.
Yeah, you too.
All right. So y'all, here's the video where Turkey Al-Sheikh explains that he has a feeling that Crawford might
be back. I have a feeling he will be back.
He says he have a feeling that he will be back. You know what I'm saying? So that's big news. You know what I'm saying? If you are a Crawford fan, if you support Terrence Crawford, man, that's really big news, because of the simple fact that if Terrence Crawford comes back and the Spence wins this particular fight, his body went through the rest, and then it's up for game. You know what I mean? I think it's a great opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a great opportunity, yo. You know what I mean? But listen, y'all, this is the last predictions. These are the last predictions. So if you watching, don't be afraid to hit that comment button, because the show only goes long as the individuals. But then again, I know it's a Saturday and I know what time it is. You know what I mean? So, but here are some fun factors for you guys. Here's some fun factors for you guys. Errol Spence Jr. Let me put it up there. There we go. Boom. There you go. Errol Spence Jr., which is 21 and which is 28-1. Tim Tszyu is 27-3. The weight is 159 pounds for which they both weighed in at 159 pounds. Also, Spence has a little bit more of a reach. You know what I mean? So Spence does have a little bit more of a reach, but not much. It's only 183 centimeters, whereas Tim Tszyu has 179 centimeters. But the age is a little bit up. You know what I mean? So Spence is 36, whereas Tim Tszyu is only 31 years old. But here's a fun factor for you, though, man, which is the simple fact that Spence is coming back and he's fighting a guy, and Tim Tszyu, who's not an easy guy. Tim Tszyu is not an easy guy. But one thing we do know, Tim Tszyu has been in some brutal sports, man. He has been in some brutal sports. Shout out to Wappets. I'm gonna say shout out to Yo, because I ain't gonna lie, I can't even pronounce that. But shout out to Yo. He says we don't lose to white boys. Shout out to Yo, man. Yo, what it do, man? I hope you hit that subscribe button, man. Join the page, man. Send in a super chat, man. Rock out with the kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the final fight predictions. You know what I'm saying? This is Tim Tszyu, right? He had that gash on the forehead, and then he also had that gash that goes up under his eye. You know what I mean? And so my boy say Earl from Texas. Yo, he from that Lone Star State, man. Shout out to that Lone Star State, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the home state for me too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that boy Spence. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Make sure you hit that super chat for me, yo. Hit that super chat, man. Send in a little something, man. But Tim Tszyu, man. But yeah, man, Tim Tszyu is a great opponent for Errol, though, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think this weight at 160 really benefited Errol. It looks no diddy. It looks like his body filled in well at that 160. Now, there's no known issues as far as a rib injury or anything like that. So I think we're going to get a good Spence. His body went through the rest. His body healed. And now he's back. You know what I'm saying? Going up against Tim Tszyu, a top guy. You know what I mean? Like most of these guys, they want to say, oh, they want to tune up. But then once they started getting called out about these tune-ups, then they want to have a problem or an issue. But bruh, you keep coming out with all of these why you want to tune up, this and a tune up that. Errol simply says, hey, I don't want a tune-up because of the simple fact you get a tune-up, then what you go want next? Another tune-up, which is really true because what happens next? All of these guys then come back and say what? They want a what? Another tune-up. Errol saying, nah, bump that tune-up. I need me a top guy that's going to get me active and motivated and get me to fighting. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD,
the Kid,
and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. So that's my whole thing right there, man. So we getting a good Errol Spence Jr. who's allowed his body to rest, who's went through the motions, who's hold on, y'all. I'm trying to post this. Let everybody know we live. Who's went through the motions and now his body is fully recovered. You know what I mean? So that's my only thing about that, though, man. So I'm looking forward to this fight, and man, I hope Spence. I really do hope he win this fight because he really needs this. And if he don't win for some particular way, some type of way, shape, form, or fashion, then this is possibly the last time we see the guy, man, which would be a sad moment for me because I'm a diehard Spence fan. You feel me? And I want my boy to come out and lead with a knockout because of the simple fact that so many people is counting him out, bruh. And if he win in a dominant fashion or if he win, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh shit, Spence is back. He's going to rise back to that top of the crop, bro." You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. All right, y'all. So here's a video of those y'all that are just now rocking with us, man. Here's a video of what Terrence Crawford had to say when they asked him if this is a video I heard that I'm going to show y'all of what Terrence Crawford had to say as far as who he got in the talent that should win the particular fight. Here's
last fought you. It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Oh, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is gonna take him to the victory.
There it is, right there. That's what Terrence Crawford has to say. He says that he think Errol is going to win, and he said he think his skills is what's going to take him to the victory. Is what he said. He says I think Errol's skills is which is what's going to take him to the victory. So those of y'all that are watching, do you agree? Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, But do you guys agree with what Terrence Bud Crawford had to say? I'm going to play it for you one more time. This is what Terrence Bud Crawford had to say.
Last fought you. It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Oh, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is going to take him to the victory.
He says he thinks Errol Spence Jr. has a lot to prove, and he says that he think Errol skill sets is which is going to take him to victory. But not only that, he then goes on to say that not only is his skill set is going to take him to victory, but he believes that his talent, and he needs that, then his body needed the rest. Which makes me think, like, look at Tim Tszyu body, right? Who looked like they benefited the whole 160 situation. It looks like Errol body filled in better than the Tim Tszyu did. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD, and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. It looks like Errol Spence Jr. body filled in better than Tim Tszyu's did. To me, that's what it looks like. You know what I mean? It looks like Errol Spence's body filled in way better than what Tim Tszyu's did. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? So I think this rest Errol really needed. I think it will benefit him. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start a poll. I'm gonna start a poll for you guys, right? And in this poll that I'm gonna start for you guys, it's just simply gonna ask you guys, who do you got in this particular fight? And it's gonna ask you guys to vote, it's going to ask you guys to vote on who you guys want, who you guys think is going to win in this particular fight. You know what I'm saying? Rather you got Errol Spence, rather you got Tim Tszyu, who do you think is going to win in tonight's matchup, man? And remember, guys, I will be live tonight. So those of you guys that are watching and curious, hey, man, I like this guy. Hey, I will be live tonight. And man, we will be watching it live tonight, man. And I think I think it's gonna be a great, phenomenal fight. Hey, make sure y'all hitting that like button, man. We need them likes, man. Hit that like button, all right? All right, y'all. So I'm doing the poll right now. So let's say Errol. I'm gonna say Errol. Errol Spence Jr. or Tim Tszyu, who wins? That is going to be the question. We got Errol, then we got Tim, and then let's see if we can say TKO. Oh man, it started the poll. Oh no, it just okay. So let's say, why is it, this computer is jumping like a big dog? All right, there we go. Okay, let's see. TKO. I'm gonna say TKO-E. That means like TKO by Errol. Okay. And then hold on. And then I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna say TKO-T. I'm gonna see if I can add Tim. Okay, then let's see if I can add Errol. All right, cool. So boom, those are your options right there. Those y'all that are watching, those are your options. Okay, so I'm going to start. So I'm streaming from multiple YouTube channels. So if the poll is not showing on your channel yet, just give me a little bit, and I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that one. Okay. But as of right now, so we got a poll up. Those y'all that are looking at the wide angle of the shot. We do have the poll up for that one, and then let me get the poll up for this one right here as well. All right, let me get the poll up for this one. What up, Justin? I wonder why that didn't pop up over here, man. Is the chat acting up? Because the chat, that's crazy that the chat is not popping up. I wonder why his comment didn't come through. Let me see something real quick. Let me just comment. Subscribe. Boom. Let's see. Okay, I wonder why Justin's comment didn't populate. I'm sorry, Justin, but you can welcome to comment again. All right, let me get this poll up for this other one. Okay, Errol Spence versus Tim. Who wins? All right, and then here we go. Right here, we got the Earl. I'm doing a poll for you guys. So those of y'all that are watching, you can go check out that poll. Who wins? Earl and one. All right, on that one. Then I'm gonna put Tim. And then I'm gonna add another option. There we go. My boy Justin says, I'm Aussie and Spence for sure. So you in the so Justin, bro, my boy, you are you over there? Are you over there in Australia right now? TKO Earl, and then we're gonna add one more option, and then we're gonna say TKO Tim. All right, guys. Boom. The poll is up. So you guys are more than welcome to go vote on them polls. And let me know who you got. Do you got Errol Spence Jr.? Or do you simply got Tim Tszyu? Let me know who you got in those polls. Who's watching? Who do you got? Go and vote. Shout out to Toxic Games in the building. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. My boy say Spence gonna have to fade boots after this. Shout out to Toxic Game. My boy says yes. Damn, man, it's 3 a.m. Shout out to that boy Justin out there rocking with us at 3 a.m. Shout out to Oxy, but it's 3 a.m. over there in Australia right now, and my boy is rocking out with us, man. Shout out to Ozzy on the ones and twos, man. That's dope, bro. Hey, that's dope. My boy says, what time would a fight be? I think it's 9 p.m. our time, Toxic Games. Well, Central Time, I think it's not. It come on around 9 p.m. probably, bro. It come on around 9 p.m. But Toxic Games, make sure you go vote on that poll. Who do you got, man? Tim Tszyu. Who do you got? You got Earl. Who do you got, man? My boy Adam Hurley in the building. Yeah, shout out to LeBron. But listen, but LeBron could have got more money than that, bro. Everybody making a whole big deal of that. LeBron don't want the money. If LeBron really wanted the money, bro, shout out, he's basically giving them more money. Say, hey, just give me $8 million just to get back and forth to work if I choose to go get a helicopter, but pay the rest of the guys. Put me around an organization or put me around a team that can benefit, that I can benefit from. That's the only thing that LeBron is doing. You know what I'm saying? That can help me possibly get to a championship. That's what LeBron is doing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got, you know what I'm saying? People got to respect that. You feel me? Yeah, people just got to respect that one. You know what I'm saying? My boy Toxic Game says, LeBron going to Philly for what? Women in Philly look like Jeff Mayweather. Damn. Say, bro, that shit was mad disrespectful. But that shit was funny, though. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD.
The King.
And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Say, hey, fam, that was foul, bro. But that shit was funny, though. I give you that, though, man. That shit was foul and funny, though. My boy say, damn, bro. Shout out to all the Philly people, man. Shout out to the Philly stuff, though, man. Shout out to my boy Justin out there rocking with us out there from the bar. I mean, from 3 a.m. over there in Australia. Yo, Justin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that hit the subscribe button and then turn your notifications on because I'm gonna be live during the fight. Hey, those of y'all that are watching, I'm gonna be live during the fight. So come on back during the fight. All right. Turn your notifications on, and we're going to score the fight live. All y'all keep asking me, am I going to be live? I'm going to be live, bro. Make sure y'all just come back and tap in with your boy. Don't be having me live for no reason. I'm just saying. Make sure y'all boys tapping in with your boy, man, when I go live, man. My boy says, can I watch in reflection? Can I watch it in reflection? What does that mean? My boy says, I'll check you out during the fight for sure. Shout out to Adam Hurley. Bro, we're gonna be live during the fight. And then like what I like to do is simply score the fight live. You know what I mean? So like we watching the fight, you getting live react. We bro, this is a community. We scoring the fight live. What's on your scorecard? What's on my scorecard? You know what I'm saying? So definitely tap in with me, man. My boy says, let's do it live. Yeah, thank you. Let's go, Tim. Shout out to Mr. Doubtfire 23. Mr. Doubtfire, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the page. But my boy going for Tim Tszyu. Hey, so those of y'all that are on the poll that we posted, man, make sure y'all definitely tap into that poll so we can get them poll results. But my boy said he going for Tim Tszyu. That's cool. Do anybody? My boy says your screen reflection in the picture on the back wall. Oh, nah, bro. I can't do that, bro. I get a copyright. So what's gonna happen during the fight? The screen will be just down on me, bro. I can't do that, bro. But you talking about like me streaming a fight? Bro, I did that one time and I didn't realize I did it. And man, I got a copyright and they took my channel for like 7 days, bro. I was so sick. So yeah, brother, we can't do that one, man. You got to pay for your own fight. You know what I'm saying? Real people pay for their own fight, man. And shit, it might not even cost that much where you at, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it shouldn't. I don't know what the revenue is over there in Australia, but it shouldn't cost you that much of a difference, you know, while you over there for sure. But yeah, though, man. I think this is gonna be a good fight, man. I think Spence had the opportunity. My boy says, you good, man. 60. That's what's up. Hey, Ozzy, send something to the super chat, man. Send something to the super chat, bro. Hit that super chat button, man. Hit that super chat, boy. My boy Adam Hurley says, let's give our boy some likes. Shout out to Adam Hurley. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Yeah, man, hit that like button, man. If y'all ain't hit that like button already, man, definitely hit that like button, man. If y'all like the content and y'all want me to come on and interact with y'all, man, you gotta hit that like button. That's free. The like button is free, man. That is free. It costs you 2 seconds, probably a second. You know what I'm saying? And you also can send in a super chat. That helps a long way too. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man, tap in with your boy, man. Support the channel that supports you guys. You feel me? That's what I always say. But listen, y'all, let's talk about Fulton for a little bit, man. Hold on, let's see what my boy said. My boy said, I heard that Voodoo by D'Angelo for the first time as a young boy. He had hella bops back then. That's what's up, man. Shout out to that boy, Justin. Shout out to that boy Justin for the $2.99 super chat. Hey Justin, I appreciate that, my boy. And you in Australia with it. Come on, man. Where my state guys at, man? My boy in Australia hit us with the $2.99 super chat. That's what I'm talking about, man. I appreciate that, Justin. Justin, turn your notifications on so you'll know when I go live. It might be, you know, so I know it's 3 a.m. right now. But, you know, turn your notifications on, man. Rock out with us, man, because we're going to do a fight. We're going to be live during the fight. Then we're going to do a fight recap. You know what I'm saying? Then you can tell me about, you know, all the experience that you guys overseas are really experiencing, man. So shout out to Justin with that $2.99 super chat, my boy. I appreciate it, man. My boy Adam Hurley says the second time Fulton pulled this is, yeah, bro. Listen, like they say, bro, like they say, man, you know, it's hard for a guy to get up. It's hard for a guy to get up when they already got some type of particular money. To me, Fulton is not in shape. To me, Fulton just doesn't he just doesn't do it, man. He just, I had him losing anyway, to be quite frank, honest with you guys, bro. I had Fulton losing anyway, but the simple fact that, bro, you couldn't even make weight. This makes PBC looks bad. This make Al Heyman looks bad. This makes your fans really just dislike you, bruh, because of the simple fact that you're doing things like this. It's like, bruh, why? Why couldn't you do what you needed to do? You was well prepared. If you're not taking your craft serious, then us as the consumer shouldn't take you serious, my guy. Like, come on, bruh. Like, you couldn't at all? You know what I'm saying? My boy says, done. Prelim trouble. Yeah, man. But my whole thing is, bro, like, you could have, man, I really hate that Fulton did that shit, though, bro. And then, not only that, Charlo wasn't able to get into the country. So, it really just makes PBC looks bad, bro. Like, for real, it makes PBC looks bad because of the simple fact that all the Australians showed up and did what all they had to do. All the Australians showed up. All the Australians did what they had to do to make the weight. All the Australians. Spence was the only one. Of course, he is the headliner, but Spence is the only one that was able to meet whatever requirements, minus the, if of course he wanted the 160 pounds, but that was beneficial to Tim Tszyu as well. That was beneficial to Tim Tszyu as well. So that benefited him. Now, when it comes down to fight night, then we have to figure out if that really benefited him. What's the deal with that? You know what I mean? But for the rest of these fighters, man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of speechless, bro. I ain't got nothing to say to them, bro. Like, on some real stuff, bro. Like, y'all had the opportunity of a lifetime to fight in another country and you failed. What you think these Australians was just gonna let you come in 9 pounds over? Shout out to my boy JN. Shout out to JN in the building. What up, JN? You finally caught alive, man. I'm proud. My boy finally caught us alive, man. That's what's up. My boy JN say, what's up, LD, man? But yeah, here's the thing though, bro. It's like, what y'all think these Australians was gonna come in and let y'all just say, okay, yeah, you could come in overweight? Nah, bro. They not finna accept that. Who are you, Fulton? You used to be a good guy, but man, come on, man. I mean, he used to be like a fan favorite, but it's starting to seem like, bro, this dude just don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Shout out to my boy JN. My boy says, on break at work, man. I'm glad I caught you, man. I did too, man. Get your money, JN, man. Shout out to JN, man. Shout out to my boy, man. He's on that membership plan. Yo, Justin, check out the membership plan and support the channel, man. I know you out there in Australia, man, but hey, listen, bro, you can, check us out. You know what I'm saying? And, just check us out. Give us a check out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it's 3 a.m., but usually we don't be on at 3 a.m. in the morning. Usually it'll probably be a little later, but for sure, check us out, my brother. Check us out, man. But yeah, though, back to the fight, man. You know, so the whole my bad, yeah. I'm trying to post stuff while I'm live to try to keep us in that algorithm. So, you know, that's just what's going on. All right, but anyway, so this fight is canceled. I had Fulton losing anyway. Look at this guy. And then look at Fulton. Like, this guy looked like he was about to rumble with Fulton. I had Fulton losing because, to me, he's not in love with the sport anymore. Yes, we know him as a boxer, but he's not quite yet in love with the sport anymore. He can't make the weight. He gets in fights. He gets lazy as the rounds goes on. So this particular fight is canceled. I had Fulton losing anyway. I had him losing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because look at him. He cannot make the weight. I had him losing anyway. So this particular fight is canceled. But as far as the Spence and Tim Tszyu, the whole 160 situation, look at this. Look at Tim Tszyu body. Look at Errol body. Errol weighed in at 159 yesterday. 159 pounds, 159 pounds. You know, they both weighed in at 159 pounds. So that's good. But look at this. It looks like Spence's body weighed in even more. Look, he's not even flexing. Now, look at the difference between them right now and look at the difference with Tim Tszyu flexing. Spence's body still looks a little better. No diddy. Spence's body looks a little bit better. No diddy. While Tim Tszyu, look at him, he flexing. You know what I mean? So, but when it comes to like muscle wise, though, hold on, let's remove this one. When it comes to like muscle wise, it looked like Tim might got a little bit more muscle. It looks like Tim got a little bit more muscle. You know what I'm saying? It does look like Tim Tszyu got a little bit more muscle than Spence, but they both weighed in at 159 pounds. But it looks like Spence's body took the 160 better than Tim Tszyu. Look at him. He flexing. Spence isn't. You know what I'm saying? My boy JN says, like the stream. I'll catch you at some point. DT always missing each other in here. Y'all sure do. DT not even in here right now, bro. Shout out to DT, man. My boy says, no Diddy. Ha ha. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, this is, I mean, I think this is a really good, opportunity for both fighters. I think both fighters need this opportunity. I think that along with this opportunity, man, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be good, bro. This one's gonna be for the ages, man. We are in for a good fight, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a good fight. And so make sure y'all voting on that poll that we have up so we can we can go over the poll. Hold on real quick, y'all. Y'all know I'm trying to let people know that we are live. Well, yeah, though, man. I think so. Let's take a look at the poll, right? Let's take a look at the poll and see who do the people got as far as do y'all believe we're going to get any KOs tonight? Now, me and my boy GK, me and my boy Griffin, now we did discuss, you know what I'm saying, if there was to be a knockout by Earl, it would be in the later rounds. I would say anywhere between 8, 9. It would be in the later rounds for sure. Because Spence is going to work that body. You know what I'm saying? Spence is definitely going to work that body. My boy says, they saying no warm-up Spence, but this is a warm-up for him truly. Damn, why you say that? I don't think this is a warm-up. I think this is a tough fight for Spence to take, if we're being quite frank, bro. I really do. And the reason why I think it's a tough fight for Spence is because he's been out for 3 years, right? Yes, he's been out for 3 years, but also in that same aspect, Tim Tszyu is no pushover. But I don't think Tim Tszyu is bigger than Eudenis Ugas. Like Eudenis Ugas was a strong fighter. You feel me? Eudenis Ugas was a strong fighter, man. So, you know, that's what I feel like Errol can take this because of the simple fact that Tim Tszyu Eudenis Ugas was a strong fighter. He really was a strong fighter, but Eudenis Ugas was a strong fighter and he had muscles and everything. But the simple fact that if Spence can take Eudenis Ugas, he can definitely take Tim Tszyu. I'm not impressed by Tim Tszyu knocking out Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison doesn't really have a chin or anything like that. So I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? My boy Justin says, you will see. I know Tim. Hey, Justin, just make sure you're here live, my boy. Make sure you're here live during the fight, man. And listen, so wait a minute, bro. I'm confused. So you saying you know Tim? Oh, so you saying like you know that Errol's gonna walk through him? Because I thought you had Spence winning. You know what I'm saying? I thought you had Spence winning. Hey, shout out to the subscribers, y'all. Listen, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Right now, we're sitting at 4,750 subscribers. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD.
The King.
And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. So right now, we're sitting at 4,750 subscribers, man. We're on the road to 5,000. So if you ain't already hit that like button, go and smash the like button. Damn, we've been on here for an hour. It don't even feel like we've been on here for an hour, bro. That's crazy, man. It don't even feel like we've been on here for an hour, man, but we've been on here for 1 hour already. But yeah, man, so I like this particular fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Errol got a lot to prove. I think Tim Tszyu got a lot to prove. I think this is going to be one of the bangers, one of the good bangers for sure. I think this is going to be a good banging fight. I think, like, what if Spence wins this fight, right? Canelo wants a rematch, right? Canelo wants a rematch. If Errol is interested in a rematch, maybe Turkey Al-Sheikh make a proposal. Errol go fight Canelo, and the winner of that fight then gets Terrence Crawford because Canelo wants a rematch. Canelo, you want a rematch? Then let's do that. You know what I'm saying? And so if Canelo want a rematch, right? Canelo wants the rematch. So I'm thinking if Canelo wants a rematch, then okay, Spence want a rematch. I'm pretty sure he wants to get that back. So Canelo and Spence get it on, and then a winner then goes on to fight Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So here it is right here. Simple, plain as day. Canelo wants the rematch. Canelo, he wants that rematch. So if Canelo wants a rematch, Earl, you and Canelo go get it on, and then a winner gets to get Crawford. I think that's I think that's perfect. Canelo wants a rematch. So I think Canelo and Errol Spence should go get it on, and then a winner goes on to get the rematch between Crawford, man. So, but in order for all that to take place, we need Tim Tszyu. We need Errol to win against Tim Tszyu. In order for any of that to take place, we need Errol and Tim Tszyu. We need Errol to win. You know what I mean? So, you know, if Canelo wants the rematch, he got to win. You know what I mean? So that's just my whole take, man. Those of y'all that are joining us right now, this is what Terrence Crawford had to say, guys. Those of y'all that are joining us, This is what Terrence Crawford had to say.
It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Oh, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think, his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is gonna take him to the victory.
He said his body needs the rest, and he think his skills is what's going to take him to the victory. Right? Now, I know y'all just got done hearing me talk about the rematch, right? This is what Turki Al-Sheikh himself had to say.
I have a feeling he will be back. Be back. I have a feeling he will be back.
There you go. He says he has a feeling that Terrence Crawford will be back. That's what he says. He have a feeling that Terrence Crawford will be back. You know what I'm saying? Tim Tszyu, bro. That's his name, bro. Shout out to Kenny, though, man. I appreciate that, though. Mr. Doubtfire says both fighters had bad losses. Let's see, this is more like a 50-50 fight. Yeah, they did both have bad losses. You know what I'm saying? This is what Tim Tszyu went up against Sebastian Fundora. You know what I mean? It was a bloody, horrible, bloody match. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Tim was sort of kind of winning that fight until the blood started coming streaming down. You know what I'm saying? My boy Justin says, hey man, make that fire. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, and then hit that super chat like my boy Ozzy did, man. My boy Ozzy sent in $2.99. You ain't gotta send in much. You can send in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, my dollar, your dollar, whatever you want to do, man. But send in something to the super chat. Shout out to my boy Ozzy. Justin, who's out there in Ozzy. My bad, Justin. Gotta get it right. But yeah. So yeah, both of them went through a brutal loss. And like I say, I just think that, with them both going through this brutal loss, I still feel like, that it is a 50-50 fight because Errol ain't no pushover, man. Errol ain't no pushover, and Tim Tszyu definitely ain't no pushover. You know what I'm saying? But this is why Errol Spence wanted to go overseas, guys. So here's one of the reasons why Errol Spence wanted to go overseas. He says, I had my first world title fight overseas, plus countless amateur fights. So it's something I've always been comfortable with. I'm not worried about the fans or anything like that because at the end of the day, it's just me and him in the ring. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people had questions. Are you worried about anything? Are you worried about you going overseas? Are you worried about the judges? Because that was one of my things, right? One of my things was worrying about the judges, bro. That was one of my things. Worried about the judges because of the simple fact that the judges could be a little biased to the hometown hero guy. You see what I'm saying? But Spence goes on to say that he's not worried about the judges. He is not worried about any of it. You know what I'm saying? So he's not worried about it. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this. But yeah, though. So I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I think this is a great opportunity for both of them to come back against a skillful fighter. You got to think about it like this. The winner of this fight can go on to do, man, unstoppable things, bro. The winner of this fight can do whatever, you know what I mean? The winner of this fight, the sky is the limit. You know what I'm saying? Because Why am I saying that? Because neither one of these fighters are pushover fighters. Neither one of these fighters are some, or is it none of these, neither one of these fighters are tune-ups. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes down to like this particular fight, neither one of these fighters are pushovers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, you know, when Errol coming out with this comment right here said that he had his first world title overseas, plus it was countless amateur fights overseas. So this is nothing new to him. So if it's something this is something I've always been comfortable with. I'm not worried about the fans or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's just me and him. And shout out to Likeable Dialogue.
Shout out to Likeable Dialogue.
Real talk. I ain't worried about the fans. If they boo me, they go boo me. I ain't worried about none of that Spence say. At the end of the day, it's just me and him in there. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, Spence. Even though it's just you and him in there, Spence, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Even though it's just Tim Tszyu gonna be in that ring, even though it's just gonna be Errol Spence in that ring, the only thing, you still gotta worry about them judges. So you gotta go in there and win in dominant fashion, because you going in hostile territory. You going in a territory that is unheard of. You going in a territory that people just ain't allowing to happen, my guy. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I say, man, like, you know, Spence got to go in there and do something dominantly. You know what I mean? In dominantly fashion. You know what I mean? He got to go in there and dominate in ways that we probably didn't even know he could go in there and dominate. He got to go in there and prove to the people that this wasn't a fluke. That this, what he's been through and everything like that is hey, that ish happened in my lifetime, but now I'm him. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this is going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. Both fighters got something to prove, man. Both fighters got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? And with Spence, man, since he doesn't take tune-ups, man, this is good, man. This is what Tim Tszyu believes. Tim Tszyu believes his July the 25th fight with Errol Spence Jr. will be Spence's final bout. He called it the matchup of Spence's last hooray and the last goodbye to boxing. That's how Tim Tszyu feeling. That's how Tim Tszyu is feeling. He's feeling like, hey, I'm finna put this dog down. And with that being said, that's what he feel like. He feel like he feel like this is Spence's last hooray. Read it. It says what they says. Tim Tszyu believes July the 25th is Errol Spence's last hooray. This is his last boxing match. That's what Tim Tszyu is feeling. And that's why this makes a great fight for Errol, a great fight for Tim Tszyu, and a great fight for the sport of boxing, man. That's why this makes a good fight. Because of the simple fact that you got Tim Tszyu, who's believing in himself, and which he should. But he's believing in himself, and he believes that he has what it takes to win against Errol Spence Jr. My bad, y'all. Hold on one second. Y'all know I'm over here trying to constantly upload these videos, stay in that algorithm, because that's what it's about. My boy says, Tim calling out Spence. Hold on, y'all. Let me remove this real quick. My boy say Tim calling out Spence and Charlo since forever because they out of his league. Bro, Hey, Justin, bro, I rock with you, man. You got Instagram? If you got Instagram, go look me up on Instagram, Likeable Dialogue, bro. Send me a DM, bro. Hey, bro, send me a DM, bro. If you want to come on the pod, bro, I rock with you, gang. I rock. You speaking my language, bro. My boy Kenny says Earl don't want to fight Crawford again. He can't look at Crawford anymore. And I'm an Earl fan. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you can see the picture back here. I don't know which screen you're actually watching from. But bro, I'm the biggest diehard Errol Spence fan, bro. And I don't think that he don't want it with Crawford, bro. I'm the biggest Errol Spence fan, bro. I don't know if you can see the picture. I'm just gonna move the camera. I know that. See, that's me and Spence right there, bro. There go the strap season shirt with his signature right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that Earl don't want it with Crawford, bro. That right there, I cannot say, bro. I cannot say that Spence don't want it with Crawford no more, bro. I'm not going to say that, bro. And even Crawford agrees that Spence's body needed the healing and the rest, but I'm not going to sit there and say that Errol Spence Jr. don't want it with Terrence Crawford, bro. Like anybody will want that rematch back. And I feel like Errol Spence will probably most definitely want that back. You know what I'm saying? So I will want that opportunity back if that opportunity presented himself for whatever reason. So me personally, I can't say that he don't want that back, but I can only imagine as an individual that's something that you would want to get back. You know what I'm saying? As an individual, I would hope and think that you will want that back. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you will want that back. As a man, you will want to fight that fight back, man. You know what I'm saying? As a man, bro, you beat me when I wasn't, quote unquote, at my best. Because he said he didn't spar. He had a rib injury. He had to get a shot and all of that, right? All right, cool. But as a man, I would want that rematch back. And speaking of rematches, like I said, bro, like I stated, right? Canelo also wants a what? Canelo also wants a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Canelo also wants a rematch. So if Canelo wants a rematch, right? Spence want a rematch. I think it's only right that Canelo and Spence get it on, and then a winner of that fight, they get Crawford. Now, I'm gonna say this. You know who probably don't want a rematch for real? It's Canelo. Canelo is the person that I would say that really don't want the rematch. But I can't say that Spence don't want the rematch. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that. But I would definitely say Canelo probably don't want the rematch because Canelo really did get cooked. That's a fact. Canelo got cooked. He got cooked in a way, goddamn me, that I ain't never seen. You feel me? My boy says, damn, why my shit look like that? My boy says, when Tyson lost to Lennox, they asked if he want a rematch. Tyson said he not interested in getting beat up again. I think Earl look at Crawford like that now. He didn't just lose, he got beat up. He did. That's fight. That's facts, right? That's facts. That's facts, right? So he didn't just lose, right? He got beat up. He did. I'm a Spence fan. I'm a Spence fanatic, and I do agree with you. But we can't put that speculation as to like he don't want that fight. You know what I'm saying? But now, when Tyson lost to Lennox and he said that, now that's a different story. That's a different breed. That's a different human being, bro. If he said that, he's a different human being. Because as a human being, that's something that I would never say, bro. That I don't want to get beat up again. Like, no, bro, I'm going to go back. I'm going to train. I'm going to get back in the lab, and it's going to be what it's going to be. If you win again, then you win again. But it's going to be what it's going to be. It ain't going to be, goddamn me, oh, he beat me up. I don't want to win again. I don't want to, nah, bro. Like, if Lennox really said that shit, bro, then that's a wild, bold statement, my guy. That's a wild, bold statement, man. But let's take a look at this poll that we have up, all right? So on one of the polls, right, we got 62% of the people believe, that Errol Spence is going to win. We got 8% of the people that believe Tim Tszyu going to win. And then we got 31% of the people that believes that Errol going to win by TKO. Now, on the other poll that we have for the other YouTube channel people, we got 80% believe Errol is going to win. 80% of people believe Errol going to win. 10% believe Tim Tszyu going to win, and then 10% believe that Errol is going to win by TKO. You feel me? So, I mean, that's just that. You know what I mean? That's just that situation, man. But I really do believe that this is going to be a great opportunity, man. I believe that man, this is going to be good, man. We need this fight, bro. We need this fight, man. So we shall see, man, in due time on who's going to win, why they going to win. We need it, bro. So do y'all want me to open up the phone lines for a second, man, while we here, man? I can open up the phone lines and y'all can call in and y'all can voice y'all opinion, man. Y'all want me to open up the phone lines? Let me know in the chat, man. We'll open up the phone lines. You know what I'm saying? Usually the phone lines is just for the members, but we'll give you an opportunity to see how it feels to be a member on the channel. You know what I mean? So y'all let me know in the chat if y'all want me to open up the phone lines to you guys. And yeah, man, let me know. We can open up the phone lines to y'all, man. But I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I think that they both weighed in, they both weighed in pretty good. Both weighed in at 159 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So didn't nobody miss weight. Didn't nobody come too far underweight. You know what I'm saying? They got the claws going on. I think this is going to be a good fight. You got a guy in Tim Tszyu who believes that this is Spence's last hooray. He says, Tim Tszyu, this is what Tim Tszyu believes. Fight with Errol Spence Jr. would be Spence's final bout. He called the match his last hooray. His last goodbye to boxing, yo. And then Spence doesn't feel no pressure about going overseas. He feels no pressure. He simply says, I had my first world title overseas. Who was his first world title shot? It was up against Cal Brook. You know what I'm saying? He says, and plus countless fights of amateurs within the amateurs. So I've always been comfortable with, I'm not worried about fans or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's just me and him in there. He's not worried about it. But Spence, them judges, you got to go in there and dominate. And you got to go in there and dominate in an orderly fashion, my guy. Because if you don't, it can potentially cost. So even though you might not be worried about it, but you got to go in there. Your fans is worried about it, my boy. Shit, I'm worried about it. But for the people that's questioning, rather Spence is good or Spence is, he's been out for the long layout. This is what Ronnie Shields had to say.
A fluent guy, throwing punches from all angles, and just going out there and he's honed his craft. So he's going to go out there with everything that he's been working on in the gym. And the thing about it is, what people don't know, yes, he's been off for 3 years, but he's been training. He never stopped training, and that's what they don't get. He didn't come to me 100 pounds overweight. He wasn't even overweight when he came to me. I mean, you just go to see a fluent guy throwing punches from all angles and, just going out there and.
There it is right there. You see it right there. He says, you're going to see a fluid guy who's been throwing punches from all of these other angles, who's been working out. And also, I'm going to try to find this other video real quick, right? Where he says that he never left the gym. A lot of people is questioning Errol, right? He's been away for 3 years, yes. But he didn't come to him out of shape. He came to him in shape. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think we in for a good fight, bro, tonight. I think, man, tonight's fight is going to be awesome. I think tonight's fight is going to show, which one of these guys is going to rise to the top, man. This is a lot. This is a lot that's weighing in on this fight, man. This is a lot. You know what I mean? This is a lot. Because here we got Errol Spence Jr., right? Who's working out with Ronnie Shields, who's hitting the bag, who's hitting the mid. Yo, he looks good hitting those mitts, man. And them look like some solid ass punches too, though, gang. I ain't even gonna lie, gang. They look like some solid ass punches, man. They just look like some solid punches, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. These look like some solid, hard punches, man. And yeah, man, I think this is gonna be a good fight, man. I really do think it's gonna be a good fight. But this dude look like some solid, hard ass punches, gang. And Errol Spence, bro, damn. Shout out to the boy Spence, though, bro. It look like some solid ass punches, gang, that he was throwing, bro. Look at these punches he was throwing, though, for sure. Yo, look at these punches. Look at these punches. Bro, we can hear that shit, bro. And the reason why I'm saying look at the punches, because look at Tim Tszyu body. A couple of those body punches to that body right there, bro. I don't know if his body can withstand those punches. I'm just. Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Make sure y'all smashing that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. That's the only how we can grow. We can grow the channel, man. Let y'all smash that like button. But look at this. I don't think Tim Tszyu body can withhold some of those body punches that the boy is putting out, man. But Tim is a big puncher too. So Errol got to be careful too within himself. He got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Here's some of the tail of the tape. You know, they both weighed in at 159 pounds. You got the height. Spence have a little edge over him, a little height difference, and Spence have a little bit of a reach difference. Now, both of these fighters are come forward fighters too. You know what I'm saying? Both of them are come forward fighters. So it's going to come down to you a come forward fighter, I'm a come forward fighter. Which come forward fighter is going to rise to the top? Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. 3. I'm just saying, man. When that bell ring, 2, 1. When that bell ring, which come forward fighter is going to rise to the top? Which one? Which one is going to rise to the top? Because, I mean, they both come forward fighters. They both have the ability to bang, you know what I'm saying? And even when Tim Tszyu lost against Sebastian Fundora in this particular fight, he still was banging it out bloody. The blood just got in his eyes. And then the second fight, we just can't take that away. He quit on the stool. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we in for a good night of boxing. It's going to be a fantastic fight. I can't wait for it. I think, man, this is just going to be an outstanding fight, man, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a good fight, and I just can't wait for it, man. Later on tonight, it's going down. Some people might be watching the Anthony Joshua fight. I'm not watching that right now as I'm live with you guys. But I really do think that this particular fight is going to be a good fight, and I feel like this fight is truly either 70-30 or 20-20 or whatever the case may be. But this is going to be a good fight, bro. This is going to be a good fight. And me personally, I can't wait until the fight time and it's lit. Stay fluid in the building. Shout out to C Fluid. Good afternoon, sir. What's up, man? Hey, what's up, guys? This your boy LD.
The Kid.
And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Hey, C Fluid, man. We doing final predictions for the Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu fight, my guy. And as of right now, man, they weighed in. They both weighed in. They both look healthy. Spence looked like he's a little bit more filled in at that 160 weight. My boy says he got Errol for tonight. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD.
The Kid.
And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. My boy say he got Errol for tonight, man. And it's going down, man. And this gonna be a great fight. My boy say he got Errol for tonight. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. My boy got Errol for tonight. I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I really do, man. Hey, C Fluid, this is what one of the topics I was talking about, right? Canelo wants a rematch, right, with Terrence Crawford, right? Shout out to Shallon. I'm just going to say 5094, bro. I can't even. Shalandra. Shout out to Shalandra, man. It says Tim for the win. Hey, what's up, guys? And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Yeah, I seen that fight. Hey, make sure y'all hit that super chat button, man. We got one super chat in. Shout out to my boy, and he all the way from Australia, man. So some of my people's in the state, man. Y'all hit that super chat, man. We're gonna end here soon, man. We're gonna get another super chat, man. Y'all hit that super chat, man. We're going to end the live soon, man. So y'all send in something, man. Look, he sent in $2.99. He way from Australia. Make sure y'all hit that super chat, man. Hit that super chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for tapping in, but the show works with super chats too as well. Because you go somewhere else, they not going to rock out with you, bro. So definitely hit that super chat, right? You know what I'm saying? Hit that super chat. But yeah, though. I think this. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this call real quick. What's up? Huh? Yeah, you need me? Why? All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? Hello. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. That was my little girl calling. But yeah, though, man, I think this is gonna be a good fight. I think what we have to come tonight is gonna be interesting. And man, we shall see what's gonna happen, man. I think this is a good opportunity for both fighters. Oh my gosh, hold on, y'all. All right, my bad, y'all. I'm back. But yeah, though, man, I think this is gonna be a good fight, man. I really do think this is gonna be a good fight. And I think that we are in for a fight of a lifetime. I think this might be going down as fight of the year. You got two opponents who really need the fight, right? You got a guy in Tim Tszyu who needs it. You got a guy in Errol Spence who needs it. I just think, man, we're in for a good night of boxing. And man, this is gonna be real. This is gonna be a really good fight, man. My boy Adam Hurley says, man, she out hitting that super chat, man. My boy Adam Hurley says, I'm officially taking Spence with a 9th round stoppage, and Andrade's beats Jermell. My boy C Fluid says Crawford dominated that fight. I would watch if they were to rematch, but I'm not interested in that. Sure. My boy says, are you going to do the stream later tonight? Yeah, I am going to do the stream tonight. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD.
The Kid.
And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. So make sure y'all tap in with me tonight, man. Have your scorecards ready. We're going to score the fight live round for round. Yes, so I will be live tonight, man. Make sure y'all tapping in with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Tap in with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I will be live tonight. And we will be scoring the fight, man. So, yeah, if you like this content, you want to rock out with us, we will be live tonight. And we are going to be scoring the fight live, man, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tapping in with that super chat, too, though, man. Hitting that like button. I need each one of y'all, man, to go tell a friend to tell a friend about us, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Help us grow. You know what I'm saying? We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, man. We about like 200 and something away from 5,000. That's big. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tapping in with your boy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking time away from my busy schedule to, you know what I'm saying, to get on here and talk this boxing with you guys, man. You feel me? For sure. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. I do believe that this fight, man, I don't know if he goes the distance. If we was to get a stoppage, I really do believe Earl will be the one to get the stoppage, because I'm just going off like Earl, that guy. Earl is the, you know what I'm saying? I do believe that if we was to get a stoppage, it would probably be like a 9th round, 8th round KO, you know what I'm saying? But I can't count out Tim Tszyu, because Tim Tszyu is a great guy. Tim Tszyu is a guy that can fight, that can bang, that can, you know what I'm saying? That can do all of that. You know what I mean? So I really do believe that this is going to be a great opportunity And I do believe that we get the best version of Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? The one that we were getting prior to the Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that we get a good Errol Spence and a good fight that whereas, you know, there's no injury. There's no nothing. You see what I'm saying? So and he had the opportunity for his body to heal. He had the opportunity for everything. You know what I'm saying? This is a well-rested Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? And I believe that we're going to get the best version of him. You know, I believe that Tim Tszyu's no pushover, but he's been in some brutal ass fights. You know what I'm saying? He barely won his last fight. You know, he barely won his last fight, but they gave it to him because they knew the Spence fight was on the horizon. So he barely wins that fight. You know, and I know a lot of people been questioning Spence and everything, but I think we're in for a good night of boxing tonight, man. I think that tonight we're in for a good night of boxing. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got two fighters, man, that are ready and prepared for whatever that might comes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, I agree with that, C Fluid. I agree with that. But, you know, we're in for a good night of boxing, man. I truly believe. And I believe that, you know, this version of Spence is the version that we saw when he was, you know, going up against Dennis Ugas, going up against any of all of these other fighters. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I believe this fight goes down and it turns out to be a great, great fight, man. I really do. I really do believe it's going to turn out to be a great fight. And I feel like it's going to be interesting. And it's going to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Who look ready to go? Shout out to Sack Prince 24. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LG. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Sack Prince 24, welcome to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, look out for the super chat, man. Donate to the channel. Welcome to Sack Prince in the building. He says, who looks ready? To answer your question, Sack, it looks like Spence is the more ready person to me, though. If I'm being real, if you look at Tim Tszyu body, it looks like if Spence give him a little bit of them punches to the gut, he might be over with. Even with him flexing, Spence still looks like the bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? My boy says, I got the truth. Shout out to Sack Prince. Sack Prince, man, look out for that super chat. Look out for the super chat, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Ozzy with that $2 super chat. You know what I'm saying? Look out for that super chat, Sack Prince. But yeah, though, man, I do believe that Spence is the guy, and I do believe Spence will win, man. And I could be a little biased because of the simple fact. I can be a little biased because of the simple fact that I am a Spence fanatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. I can be a little biased, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I believe that Spence will carry the torch and be successful tonight. You feel me? I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah, though, man, I think this is gonna be a good fight, guys. Let's see what they say. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good fight, and I think Spence will pull it off, man. I think his body took the initial rest that it needed, and I think that his body fulfilled the 160 request. You know what I mean? I think his body benefited the most from that one, because his body looked a little better. No diddy though. You know what I'm saying? His body just looked a little bit better. And then Terrence Crawford goes on to say somewhat of
last fought you. It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Whoa, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think, you know, his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is gonna take him to the victory.
Hey, he says that Spence's skills is going to take him to victory. So he says his skills is going to take him to victory. So what y'all think, man? You know, and this is the guy that dominated him, right? He says that his talents is good.
Errol last fought you. It's been 3 years. He's fighting Tim, who's been active. A lot of people are like, "Whoa, why not take a tune-up?" How do you see it?
I think Errol gonna do good. I think, you know, his body needed the rest. I think he's gonna come back with something to prove, and I think his skills is gonna take him to the victory.
He thinks his skills is going to take him to the victory. And not only that, he then goes on to say that he believes that his body needed the rest. Everybody want to talk about the Crawford fight, right? Talk about the Crawford fight. And the only reason why we're talking about the Crawford fight is because Spence took 3 years off. We would have been and moved past that fight. Had he came out, he talked about it, and then he come to fight, right? But I understand his body needed the rest, and I believe his talents is going to take him to victory. That is what Crawford said. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD. And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. That's what Crawford says. I believe his body needed that rest. His skills is going to pay the bills. His talents is going to make him be successful in that ring. You feel me? So, yo, man, we in for a hell of a night. A hell of a night of boxing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to these polls. Let's end these poll results. All right. So in one of the poll results that I ended, it says 71% of the people believes that Errol Spence is going to win. Tim Tszyu with 16% of the people believes that Tim Tszyu is going to win. 10% believe that Errol's going to win with a TKO, and 3% of you guys believe that Tim Tszyu is going to win with a TKO. All right. And then on the other poll, let's end it. It shows oh man, it's tripping. It's freezing. But anyway, once that one come up. Well, Sticky. What it do? Yep, I'm watching the fight. Who you got? Or do you don't even know? You just interested in watching the fight. Yeah. Earl go win, man. I got Earl, bro. I got my boy Earl. But listen, I don't know if he go. This is a tough ass fight for him, bro. Look, I'm gonna watch the fight, but I wasn't planning on throwing no party or nothing like that. But I am watching the fight though. Yeah, bro. See, I'm on live right now, and I'll tell you why I'm not throwing a party. But give me like 10 minutes. I'm gonna give you a call. All right. But yeah, see, everybody know, bro, I rock out with Spence, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know, bro. That's my guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? No biasness. You know what I'm saying? This channel don't be biased, but I do, like I said, and I give Tim Tszyu his credit. I do believe Tim Tszyu is a great fighter. But as I stated, I do believe that Earl will pull off the victory due to him giving his body rest. There's no injuries. I think that Udenis Ugas was a bigger fight. I think Dennis Ugas is a bigger fight, right? But I also believe that Tim Tszyu, at that time, Dennis Ugas was a dominant fighter. At that time, I believe that Tim Tszyu is at the back end of his career. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm picking Errol to win this fight. But Tim Tszyu is no pushover. He's no pushover whatsoever. So that's why I got Spence winning, but Tim Tszyu is no pushover whatsoever. Hey, guys, make sure y'all smash that like, comment, and subscribe button. I'm up out of here. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'm your host, LD Doug Kid, and you're tuning into Likeable Dialogue. I will be live tonight, so make sure you tap in with your boy. Hey, what's up, guys? And you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. We'll be back later on tonight, so make sure y'all go press that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bells. We gonna rock out with the show tonight, so make sure you guys tap in with me tonight. I will be back later on tonight, man. So make sure y'all tap in with me. Hey guys, that part of the segment was called Subscriber Questions, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to press the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed, and don't forget to press the like button so everybody can participate in that, right? Press the like button, please. That helps the channel grow, okay? And listen, don't forget to press that subscribe button. Great show. Thank you, guys. It's your boy LD, and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. Press that subscribe button and stay tuned for more on Likeable Dialogue. Hey, Likeable Dialogue. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy LD, and you tuning into Likeable Dialogue. So definitely make sure you guys press that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn their notifications on, and let y'all know, man, we will be back for the live later on tonight during the fight.